And, so from that aspect, it is absolutely for them, and this is how I'll push back on that. So in order for you to say that it is not for you, you had to consider it in order to disassociate yourself with the idea, right? So you had to consciously think at one point or another, oh, this is just for the white guys, or this is blah blah blah. And but you came here to still protect yourself. So then my question is, well, if it's just for them, why did you come do it? All right, now cool. And then after that, if you're conscious enough to say it's not for you because, oh, look at this, they can do this and they can do that, then I'm going to guess that you somewhat flirted with knowledge of history in one way or another to go back and say, look at these things that have happened and look at these things that have happened. Or you're referencing something that happened in modern times that has a historical context to it. Correct. That led up. So then I'm going to be like, all right, let's start talking about prominent events. I'm going to make sure I talk to you on a level you can understand. Oh, you don't think this is for you? So we're talking about race now. Not making about race, but talking about race. Great, absolutely. So you want to have a discussion about 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 100 years ago, where 350 to 500 black people were slaughtered overnight because of their inadequate access to firearms? Yep. Do you want to have a discussion about that, or do you want to fast forward all the way to the MOVE bombing, or do you want to back up a couple of steps from that and start having a conversation about the Black Panthers, or do you want to backpedal a little bit more and go back to 1923 and start having a conversation about Rosewood, Florida? Oh, you want to skip a little bit before Tulsa, Oklahoma? Do you want to have a conversation about the East St. Louis riots of 1917? So we can have all these different conversations about, yeah, the Second Amendment fundamentally, and this is where people really get their panties in a bunch. The Second Amendment fundamentally was not written for us.
Right.
We were property.
Right.
This is a fact. It was not written for us. People need to stop saying that. It was not written for us. Absolutely not. It was not written for blacks. It was not written for Native Americans. It wasn't. It just wasn't. It's a thing. But you guess what? Times evolved.
It's ours now.
And guess what? Yeah, famous thing from Maj, right? This is what Amaj Toure said.
Mine now.
It's mine now. And that was a great line when he said that. And that is the absolute, it's the simple truth. We don't have to make this thing complex. No, it was not designed for you. Neither was freedom. Right? So now we're going to understand. And like when I say my ancestors paid the price, I'm just a receipt, I mean that. Somebody else did the hard work, man. What we're doing now is just a continuation, right? Somebody else really did the groundwork. They really laid it all on the line. We pussyfooting around, right? Absolutely. So for you to say something is not for you when somebody, and people are, oh, stop telling people who died for them, screw that. Somebody did because they saw the value that you were not seeing and you were not appreciating. They saw the value. You think they were just fighting for their freedom? Or were they fighting for the generations to come? So I think to me it's a spit in the face of the ones that fought for us, for our ancestors, for our great-grandmas, for our great-great-grandfathers that went through all those different things, all those different struggles. All our heroes were not documented. So, and then to the same person's mentality, after I get through addressing all that to them, to the same mentality, like, hey, were you one of the millions of people, maybe they weren't, maybe they were, millions of people that believed that during President Trump administration that white supremacy was on the rise? Okay, so, all right, cool. I'm not going to agree or disagree with you. If that's how you feel, that is your reality. And if that is your reality, my question is this. If white supremacy is on the rise, why do you want black gun ownership to be on the decline?
Absolutely.
Why would you want your rights to be on the decline? Because if you allow the government or any of these organizations to help, be like, well, the Trump supporters won't have guns either. Yeah, but you talking about to the Trump supporters and they're white people? Well, yeah. What's the government comprised of? So, and if you come back and tell me, well, the government will never do that. Well, it's weird because if you're telling me that Trump was able to flip this country to and increase and radicalize white people, did they all just disappear or did they get injected into the system in one form or another?
Absolutely.
And racism is now on the rise, it's just hidden again. So exactly when might this government collapse on you now? Because those people that you claim that he radicalized are still out here. And so how are they going to affect your life? So you still want to convince me that you're not going to promote your armament? You want to disarm because you believe somebody else you disagree with should be disarmed, when all you're going to do is leave your enemy with arms. So, no.
Absolutely.